I'm the Sports Wiz 101, and today I'll be giving you my predictions for the AFC in this upcoming 2025 season. So I'll be looking through all of the teams in the AFC, give you my thoughts on each of them, give you a record prediction as well as if they're making the playoffs or not. In addition, we'll take a look at the playoff field at the end. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and get started. And we'll start with the division that I believe will give us the top seed in the AFC. And that'll be the AFC East. Now, the East is probably the easiest division to pick a winner in. It's the Buffalo Bills, right? This division feels like it's trending towards until someone proves otherwise, Buffalo's the best team in this division. I mean, Buffalo's proven to be the best ever since the Patriots started their fall from grace. That being said, Buffalo, I think they go 15-2. They're going to win the East, and they're going to get home field in the AFC. Will they do anything with that? Time will tell. Now, I like New England to have a good season. I've got them going 10-7. They made quite a few additions in free agency. Of course, one of the more notable ones was Stephon Diggs. I think this New England team has done plenty to build around Drake May under center. And I believe this Patriots team will be much improved from last season. You bring in a new head coach in Mike Vrabel. I've got New England sneaking into the playoffs as the 7th seed. Now, Miami, they're 9-8. Another mediocre season for the Dolphins, but it appears that this will be one where their pass defense especially sucks. We know that they traded away Jalen Ramsey. They get Minkah Fitzpatrick back, but there's plenty of questions around him, and after that, there's no one really in the secondary that should scare any NFL offense. So, if you're a competent NFL offense, you should be able to throw on the Dolphin defense. You also have the Jets. They got themselves a new head coach. I feel like this is probably a rebuilding season for New York. Maybe Justin Fields proves me wrong. I want him to prove me wrong, to be honest with you. But I just don't see it with New York this year. They go 2-15. We now go to the AFC West, which features my Kansas City Chiefs. I got the Chiefs winning this division at 14-3. Now, Kansas City, of course, coming off of a failed trip to the Super Bowl last year. Much publicized how much of a blowout that game wound up being. That being said, I keep seeing people going around and going, oh, this is the year that the Chiefs come falling back down to earth. Chiefs won't even make the playoffs. I mean, come on. I get that it would be silly for me to go out and say the Chiefs are going to replicate what they did last season. But I also think it'd be even sillier to be going around saying that this team that has been in the AFC Championship every single season since Mahomes became the starter back in 2018, and a team that has made the playoffs every year since 2015, is suddenly going to miss the playoffs. And the main reasoning is it has to happen sometime, or that they had a big blowout loss in the big game and it's going to lead to the beginning of the end. People, You don't collapse just because of one bad game. Chiefs are going to win the division again. I do think they come up short getting home field in the AFC this year, though, and that's got a lot to do with how tough their division is. I mean, the Chargers, I got them at 10-7. Before news of the Rashawn Slater injury came out, I had them as more like a 12 or 13 win team. That's how much I penalize them for the Slater injury and how much I like this Chargers roster. In year 2 under Coach Harbaugh, this team should be able to do plenty of good this coming season. Denver's at 9-8. Look, they made, like the Patriots, they made plenty of moves in the off season, and a lot of Denver's moves were designed towards getting an elite defense. In fact, I believe that the Broncos will have the best defense in football next year. That being said, I'm not sure they really helped themselves much on the offensive side of the ball. And with that, I feel like Bo Nix is going to stagnate. I'm not saying he's going to decline or anything, but he's going to stagnate when Denver needs him to take that next step forward. And that's kind of what did it for me. I almost put Denver in the playoffs, but because of that gut feeling that Bo Nix is going to stagnate, he's not going to improve, I feel like Drake May is probably more likely to improve as a quarterback this year than Bo Nix. Yeah, that's what kept Denver out of my playoffs. Then you got the Raiders. They'll be an exciting team. Of course, they have Brock Bowers, one of the best tight ends in football. Not just one of the best young tight ends, one of the best tight ends in football, period. Especially on the receiving end. And then you throw in the young, talented running back in Ashton Genty. That's an offense that should have some exciting moments. But I'm just not that big a fan of this Geno Smith quarterback team. And yes, they got a brand new coach in Pete Carroll. And I think he's going to help this Raiders team quite a bit in the future. I'm just not seeing it this season. Raiders go 5-12, last in the West. Moving on, it is the AFC North. And I've got the Baltimore Ravens winning this one at 14-3. I just view the Ravens as the most complete team in this division. When you look at these teams, well, unless Joe Flacco has some more old man magic in him, Cleveland's not going to be doing too well this year. Then you have Pittsburgh, who's, I guess, kind of like Baltimore if the offense was more inconsistent. Now, that being said, they do have hopes that their Hall of Fame quarterback can lead them back where they feel like they belong. Granted, that Hall of Fame quarterback is Aaron frickin' Rodgers in his old man stage. So, I guess when you mix Baltimore and Cleveland together, you get Pittsburgh. But yeah, Pittsburgh 9-8, I just don't trust Aaron Rodgers at this stage of his career that much. Then we look at the Bengals. Cincinnati, I think they're going to have an offense that is one of the better offenses in football, and they better because, I mean, you take a look at last season, the offense carried the team. They had one of the league's worst defenses, and apparently the Bengals ownership looked at that and wanted seconds because they go and ensure that they have their offensive weapons under contract for the long-term future. And now you have Trey Hendrickson, one of their best defensive players, going on trying to get traded. And yeah, Bengals, once again, it's going to be another season with them having an awesome offense but a horrible defense. However, I think the schedule is at least easy enough this year that they will get into the playoffs. I got them at the 6th seed in the AFC. And then looking at the last division, it is the AFC South. And really, the Texans, I got them winning it again. And it makes sense because of all the teams in this division, I believe Houston is the team that I'm most confident in their quarterback situation. If you tell me I have to get one quarterback from any of these 4 teams, I'm taking Stroud. 10 times out of 10 and twice on Sundays. Now, you look at the quarterback situations of these other teams. The Colts are going to be quarterbacked by Daniel Jones, it seems. That's never a good sign if you're a team that has any sort of relevant playoff aspirations. Then you have Jacksonville. I'll say if there's one team in this division that I'm probably wrong on, it might be Jacksonville. I've got them at 5-12. I've seen people look at them as a potential breakout candidate under first-year coach Liam Cohen. I just don't see it, man. I think it's another mediocre at best season for the Jags. So yeah, 5-12. And then the Titans, maybe Tennessee could make a run at it if Cam Ward is the guy out of the gate. But I don't think that's going to happen. And that is especially true when you look at how Ward has been doing in the preseason. He has struggled in the preseason with the Titans. This feels like another lost season for Tennessee. So yeah, I got Houston winning the South. And there you go. There's my picks in the AFC in 2025. Now you take a look at the potential playoff seed. It is Buffalo as the top seed getting home field advantage. We would have wild card round matchups, including New England headed to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. The Bengals and Ravens would meet up in Baltimore. That'd be a heck of a matchup. And then we'd have the rematch from last year's wild card round, the Chargers and the Texans. Well, that being said, I have been the Sports Wiz 101. I will hope to get out the NFC predictions over the next couple of days. But until then, I have been the Sports Wiz 101, and I will see you all later.